Hello, Aries. I hope you're doing well today. I'm gonna have you take a deep breath with me. And in. And out. All right. Well, I want to read oracle cards, but I'm going to read tarot. That's interesting. I don't know why I have this desire, like I want to read oracle cards, but that's not what I'm supposed to be doing today. I'm supposed to be listening to my spirit guides, and I'm going to be reading from the tarot deck, which oh, that's funny. That might also be about self-love. You might want to do something, but you have to do the other thing because one reason or another. For me, this example is my spirit guides say, like, why in the world would you pick up that deck? We don't have a message from that deck for Aries. We have a message from this deck for Aries. So like, what's the point in even putting the energy into trying to shuffle one of the other decks, because you already know that does not hold. There you go. The message that Aries needs to hear. And with, all right, so this feels like it's really surrounding self-love, self-validation, concentrating on self but not being selfish. There's a difference. There's a very big difference. Self-care and selfish are not the same. So we have for you a Three of Swords in the reverse, the Magician in the reverse, and the Hierophant in the reverse. There's a lot of heartache, heart pain, heartbreak about something that you may feel though as though you were not able to manifest, or potentially for some of you it could be somebody that does work with, I mean, I was gonna say like dark magic, but it could be something that's more of words or spells. So it could be even just somebody that has very toxic, manipulative way of being, of speaking, of interacting, and so it's like they have ill intentions. So for a percentage of you, it could be that there's an amount of heartbreak because of somebody who could be really wonderful and like create, manifest anything, but they are not standing in that power, and they have an energy of much more manipulation, lack of self-belief, lack of belief in general. If they are motivated towards something, it doesn't feel like it's something that's benefiting people really. And then there's this Hierophant in the reverse, which is also a lack of order. And I was thinking yesterday, actually, I was contemplating on the number 5 and how the number 5 shows up so often in situations of earnest energy. So it's almost like I get such a feeling with 5s of like somebody earnestly wanting something, but there being a need for balance within it. It's like there's hope and there's sadness within it, because this Hierophant acknowledges that marriage and proper connection and tradition and good wisdom. I don't know why I had to say good wisdom. Like, some people think that they're wise and they will talk like they are, and in reality they're speaking bullshit. So it's not actually wisdom, it just is something about it feels like maybe you should trust them because of how they speak. But there's an aspect of you coming to an understanding of needing to protect yourself. But I get this more in a, you've seen a situation, you've judged the situation. The situation does not seem to be working out no matter the efforts that you put into it, because it takes two to tango. And so, you know, and so there's this situation of somebody feels like they've been left out in the cold for way too long. Like, it feels very cruel to them, even if it might not be actually cruel in an aspect of it. To them, it feels cruel. Them, it could be you, meaning it could feel cruel to you. It could feel cruel to somebody else if this is pertaining to somebody in your immediate energy around you. And there is a blockage of movement. Like, movement is not happening towards this. I'm just gonna finish off by asking for some advice. Hi, you scared me. I'm just gonna ask for some advice. Cat says hello. What is some advice? Oh, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yet again, we have self-care. So I see in two of these cards, the scales of justice. The scales. Right here. And right here. And in both of them, they're upside down. Yeah. I'm getting this message that self-love is not easy. We know this. If it was, everyone would be doing it right here, right now, because it's something that's very abundant and wonderful. It's not easy. And through this process of self-love, you might feel an amount of depression, potentially pertaining to the imbalance of a situation. Somebody giving way too much, somebody not giving enough. And I feel that Spirit has taken it into his hands to illuminate this imbalance and to, for some, karmically balance it again. So you may feel an amount of depression. You may feel an amount of being drained energetically. Maybe that things are going against you, things are not in your favor. But it's all a challenge to truly love yourself. Again, do not be selfish, but love yourself. Do not be selfish. And do not be selfless all the time. That is why the scales are reversed right now, because there's some sort of balancing that needs to happen. Justice will be served to whom it must be served to. That's how karma works, you know? What you put out into the world is what you receive back. That's why love given is never love lost, because you always receive the love that you've given out. Maybe not from the right, the person that you gave it to. Maybe the person that you gave it to never ever will love you, kind of thing, will express that love to you. But you didn't lose the love that you gave to that person. And so just like that, when we spew hatred and we spew negativities, even if the person doesn't spew them right back, they're still out in the world. It's still from me to somebody. I sent this energy, and like a boomerang effect, that energy comes back and hits you. You don't know when. It just will. Doesn't mean we have to live life on the edge. It just means, not sure if my action's gonna come back and bite me. But it means that when we're able to vibrate from this self-love perspective, the boomerang effect will benefit us in the future, because as we fill our own cups, as we truly care for ourselves, and not in a selfish based manner. It can be selfish. I want to say it can be selfish because it feels selfish sometimes, especially when you're not used to it. But it's not what we think of as selfish. Like, you are so selfish. There's a VeggieTales little video that I saw when I was younger, where somebody wanted all the bananas and somebody else wanted all the strawberries, and they weren't willing to share, even though they had all of them. They had plenty. They could share. They could swap them. They could make banana strawberry smoothies. But no, they were selfish. And selfless, somebody might be like, I have all the bananas, but that's okay. You can have all the bananas. I don't need anything. That's not okay either. Self-care. I need to make sure I have at least 5 bananas per day, because that's what I eat off of. But I would love to swap out like some of these. I want to stand my ground and say I need to take care of myself first, but I am happy to help you. I want to help out. I want to bring something good to this world. And with that perspective, you can take care of yourself. I know there's also a card in one of my decks that is about a lion may go out and find like food for their pride, but they also need to make sure they find food for themselves as well. Take care of yourself. If you want to take care of everyone else, you got to take care of yourself first. All right. Thank you so much for being here, Aries. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. I'll see you next time.